Ladies and gentlemen, are you or a loved one looking for mobility and accessibility solutions in Sudbury? Look no further than Silver Cross Sudbury. Silver Cross Sudbury is your trusted source for a wide range of mobility aids and home accessibility products. They're dedicated to improving your independence and quality of life. Visit their showroom at 760 Notre Dame Avenue or call them at 705 222 0700. Your independence is their priority. A huge thank you to Silver Cross Sudbury, more importantly to Dean and Chantel Jacqueline for all of their support of the Behind the Bench podcast all the way back to day one. We love you both.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have a treat of an interview for you today. This person has had a hell of a pro hockey career, beginning right here in Sudbury with some time in Owen Sound and Kingston in the OHL. He was also second round draft pick in the 2008 NHL draft to Dallas, where he then spent 5 years in the AHL before heading overseas for just about 9 years. In that time, he won a slew of championships as well as playing in the Spangler Cup for Team Canada. Please welcome Tyler Beskorowany to the BTB podcast. How are we doing?
Thanks for having me, guys. I'm doing well.
Awesome, Bess. We're excited to have you on. This one's been a long time in the making. Our good buddy Matty Mayhew said you got to get Besko on, so we're excited to chat here. But how are things been transitioning to the retired life? Talk to us.
Yeah, it's been interesting for sure. I've been in this situation a few times now, so I guess you can say the third time it's gotten a little easier now. But no, everything's been good. We've finally gotten to settle down here at home. We bought a house in the valley here for what COVID, I guess, just before COVID. So yeah, everything's been good, and yeah, and family's doing awesome. The finally had to get a big boy job, but no, it's all good.
Awesome, good stuff.
I believe you picked up some coaching now too. Is that what I'm hearing? Are you helping out coaching somewhere?
Yeah, I've been helping out with a few teams. I've got asked to do a little bit. I was asked to help out with the U13 Triple A's, but old friend of mine, Kurliak, wanted me to help out with as an assistant coach, and it's just a little tough with them being out in that OMHA loop with their team.
Yes.
So, and I got a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old, so didn't really make sense for me to be gone that often for hockey. So, but I help out here and there. I go try to make it out to a practice a week with them, and the U14 Triple A's as well. Hop on the ice with them once in a while, and here and there try to get on the ice with goalies. I help out RHP, try to help out at NHA as well, and yeah, things are good.
Love it. Love it. Good stuff.
Now, I mean, I'm not sure if you have an agent for your playing days still. Are you playing a little bit of pickup right now as well, or?
Around here a little bit.
Okay. All right. All right.
I'm trying to avoid playing in that as much as possible, but it's kind of hard, especially this time of year. The tournaments are starting to come around there, so I actually played in the Easter Seals a few weeks ago with.
I remember.
Yeah, we had Wendell on our team, so that was quite a treat. And then last weekend, I ended up playing in a tournament in beautiful Warren, Ontario. So
Come on.
yeah, so it was that was something else, and I actually happened to roll my ankle at the Easter Seals, and I ended up popping a rivet on my skate and just rolling my ankle out of nowhere, and then I had committed to play in that Warren tournament, so I was icing my ankle all week, bucket of ice and water, like I was playing pro again. It was something else, but yeah, dedication. My brother-in-law was the one putting the team on, so they had a solid team that we were going there to win. So yeah, I did what I could to make it happen. Unfortunately, we fell a little short in the finals, losing in overtime. But yeah, it was a good weekend. Yeah, it was fun.
Team
Absolutely
morale,
grinding. Yeah, absolutely grinding. Love it.
Besko, yeah, take us back to the start. So obviously, with every guest we bring on, we always like to know how you got into the sport and kind of what age you got into hockey.
Well, obviously, being from Canada, you're kind of born into playing hockey. So yeah, started at a young age. I used to, back in the day, pre-kindergarten and stuff was only half a day. So I would get out of school early and go skating with my dad and just have him and I on the ice and just rip around and learned how to skate young. And then, yeah, pretty much from there, played hockey at 4 years old, started skating at 3. Um, Grew up as a player. I was a pretty good player too. And then one day, or we were in, I guess I would have been about 7 or 8. Our goalie ended up getting hurt. Full time goalie got hurt, and then the coach came up to me and said, "Do you want to play net? Like you're kind of good at it. It's totally up to you." My dad said it was my decision, and I said, "You know what? Why not?" And I guess it kind of worked out at the end.
The rest is history, as they say.
Right.
Holy, yeah. No kidding. Now, here's the question. Now, you being a dad, and I'm not sure if the kids will be getting into hockey or not. Are you going to try and avoid the goalie route for them?
Yeah, my wife couldn't afford my coaching for my kids, so no, you know what? It's I joke about it, but my son plays in that. I mean, he's been surrounded with me playing in that his entire life, and
Yeah.
I mean, he comes in here in my office. I've got all my helmets lined up, and I got all my allocates and stuff, my trophies and medals. So obviously, he's seen me playing that, so he loves it. He's 4 now. He started playing this year, and he wants to play in that. But I told him a few more years he needs to learn how to skate and get up
Yeah.
a little bit quicker before he can become a goalie. So I think I want to say it's inevitable that he's going to be a goalie, but there's still hope that he won't be. So I'm hoping that he doesn't, but if he does, it'll be fun. I'll make sure that he enjoys it and he's pretty good at it.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that. Love that. And how were the minor hockey days when you played here in Suds? I know it's all changed now. Like the loops are great. Like you just mentioned, U13s are going to play in a down south loop. But I guess yeah, take us through what the loop was like for you here.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't even have double A hockey here back in the day. It was all single A hockey, and so we would go to single A tournaments down south, but mostly up until we hit Bantam, we played teams around here. There was their Garrison Coniston team. We played against Capriol had a team, Chelmsford or Rayside Belfour at the time. You had
Yep.
Lockerbie, Sudbury, a few teams in Sudbury, I think. So actually, we even went out to Verner a few times. Manitoulin Island were in our loop. So yeah, we just kind of stuck around here, and then once we hit Bantam, I guess. Yeah, well, there was Major Pee Wee, but I ended up getting cut from that AAA team. So, yeah, realistically, other than pro, that was the only team I've ever been cut from, other than Major
Wow.
Junior and Pro Hockey. Yeah, so played Bantam as a minor, and from there, we went to list or we would go to North Bay, Timmins, the Sioux. And then when you got to midget, you added a few more teams like Liskert and KL and Kapuskasing. Kapuskasing was really the
Oh
farthest one that we could
yeah.
go, but never went to Hearst. I've never been to Hearst, so I was I've heard nothing but good things about it. But yeah, never fortunate enough to make it out to Hearst. But no, I think it's crazy nowadays how these kids are traveling this often and. I think there was like 10 weekends or something like that they're out of town during this winter and
And
just
moving, yeah.
That's
far, like,
insane.
far, yeah. Now even with like the movement of the freedom of movement now, kids are going to North Bay and playing like with probably 2 practices a week. You're traveling back and forth to North Bay. I mean, for me,
Yeah.
Ontario Falls wasn't very close, mind you, but yeah, that was for us. That was the Bantam team for us. So we had to travel to Onaping, and those were our practices. We got lucky
Wow.
once in a while where we had a few Capriol practices, but most of the time we were out in Onaping. So
Yeah.
That's
Jim,
wild. Wild.
I,
Yeah.
I gotta ask. We're thinking Caps far, Besco. Hurst is, I think, another hour, if I'm
yeah,
correct with that, or 45. I wanted to ask, like, obviously, great career, well-known hockey guy now in the community, helping out, giving back. Like, you mentioned it, and it actually gets me going now. Can you believe that players at, before even the OHL are now moving with, out of town, North Bay, Toronto, when they have a team here in town to play? Like, I can't believe that. Like, it wasn't around when me and Alex did it.
North
Eh,
Bay too is crazy. Yeah. Yeah.
North Bay 2 times a week. Like it does, and you have a AAA team here. Like it doesn't make any sense. If you're that good, you're gonna get noticed. I don't know if I'm wrong with saying that, but
No, and I think that's a big thing too. When I was in, it would have been my minor midget year, so it would have been my draft year, and I had the opportunity to go play for Quinte Red Devils. So I was playing a few summer tournaments with a few guys from out there, and the coach approached me and my parents and said, "Listen, we have a spot on our team. If you want to come play here, there's more exposure. You're playing down south loop, this and that, and all you have to pay is basically league fees and then your billet fees." And my parents are like, "Wow, it's a crucial year for myself as just a human, really, not even
Yeah.
hockey. It's like it's such crucial being around your friends and your family and this and that. And they basically said no, we're not doing it. We're not paying that kind of money for it. And the rationality was, I mean, if you're good enough, you're going to get seen. And whether you're down south or in Sudbury area, whether you get seen now or you get seen later on down the road, you're going to get seen. And you know what? Even if you go to Toronto, let's say, and you're not good enough, you get drafted seventh round. Well, just because you're getting drafted doesn't mean you're making it anywhere. And if you're not good enough to make it, you're not going to make it. And if you are good enough to make it, you're going to make it. So it was huge. I mean, it was a little different back in the day just because we didn't have that minor midget year. I was playing major midgets, so even going down south to play in tournaments. I mean, we were playing major midget tournaments. We didn't really have the minor midget tournaments, and I don't think we had what's that tournament? The not the Gold Cup, the
OHL Cup.
OHL Cup. I don't think we had that back in the day. If we did, I didn't make it. So, but I mean, it was tough back in the day. We had a lot of good goalies come out from up north. So, yeah. But like I said, it was just one of those things where if you were good enough, you were going to make it, and if not, you weren't going to make it. So, yeah.
yeah.
Now these kids moving around all over the place, and I don't know. I mean, some people have that type of money, I guess, and can afford to do it. And I mean, good for
It's,
them, but
yeah.
it's tough. It's tough nowadays to go about that as a coach, parent, kid. I mean, yeah.
100%. Like you mentioned, hockey side, it's a crucial year in just the development as a person. You're 100%. And not a lot of people talk about that at all. So yeah, I'm happy you mentioned that. And like you mentioned too, you're gonna get seen regardless, and you did. Albeit it might have been a bit late in the OHL draft here, but you still got noticed, and obviously went on to have a great career. So take us through getting drafted. What was drafted like with the one sound, and did you kind of have an idea you were going there?
Oh, that was quite a day. I was. I'll bring it back a little bit. So I had interviewed with two teams. So I believe it was two teams. So I had interviewed with London, who interviewed pretty much everybody at the time, and then Owen Sound called me, but it was a local scout. Trying to think of his name now. I think he's either in Barrie or he's part of Central Scouting. Uh,
Side out?
Seidel, Mark Seidel.
Yep.
So he was working with Owen Sound at the time, and yeah, I found out later on down the road that Mike Feud at the time was a GM, and he said, "All right, Sides, this is your pick, 14th round," and he said, "This is the one that you want. Go get him." And so yeah, Seidel ended up drafting me in the 14th round, and I'll never forget the call. I was actually at so that Outlaw League, the midget or junior A Outlaw League.
Yeah.
They were just starting out, and they were having their draft for that league, and we didn't know a lot about it. So we ended up getting the invite, and we went down for the weekend and had a couple of on ice sessions. Did a few things off the ice. They had a track and stuff like that, and then my dad ended up taking the call because cell phones weren't really a thing back then, and so
Mhm.
my dad had a cell phone for work, so we ended up taking the call, and then it was Seidel and Mike Fuda both calling me and saying that I was drafted 14th round, this and that. And if actually what happened was I was doing the drills and stuff, and people around started hearing rumblings about it. So it was parents and stuff watching the draft, and then they were talking about me getting drafted. So that was kind of the way that I ended up finding out. But yeah, I was at that Outlaw League draft, and from there the draft was going on, and we were kind of telling teams like, we don't know what our future is going to be, so like don't draft us. And some people were upset about it, the fact that we went out there and wasted their time, but yeah, other people were pretty happy for me, and so yeah, I would say it all worked out.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And take us through playing in Owen Sound. I guess not many people talk about Owen Sound in the O. I don't know if you'd agree with me there, Tom. But I know that barn is like notorious, like a tough barn to play in. So yeah, take us through what it was like playing there.
Harry Lumley Arena, yeah, it's
Yeah.
it it was probably it was a tough place to play. Small community, everybody knows everybody. The high schools don't really like the hockey players coming to town and whatnot, so a lot of butting heads there. But I was fortunate enough to have a billet brother who was around the same age as me, so
Wicked.
I had lived at their house, so we went to school together and whatnot. And so I hung out with him and his friends a little bit here and there, and yeah, it was a good place in the summertime, and then wintertime got a little tough, a little gloomy, lots of snow. Yeah, it was good for my development. I didn't realize it at the time, but being there, it was straight hockey, and it was straight in business all the time. I mean, we had 9:30 curfews every night. Had to be at home. Had to call the hotline. Things like that. They don't be late for practice.
Yeah.
Checked your grades every month or so. We had somebody help us out if we needed it. 2 hour practices with a flood in the middle most days, and that rink got cold, so you warmed up. You didn't stay on the bench and waited for the Zamboni to get off. So yeah, it was, looking back, it was a really good, again, 2 crucial years for my development. I learned a lot. I had Dale DeGrave was my GM that time, and Mark Reeds was my coach, who ended up coaching with Ottawa Senators and whatnot. So I would say probably the best coach I ever had. Not sure I realized it at the time, but looking back now, I would easily say he was the best coach I've ever had. And I mean, I've had some big time coaches, so it's saying
Mm-hmm.
something. Even the way that I kind of coach nowadays, I look up to him in that sense, where
Yeah.
I saw a lot of things that he did, and at the time I wasn't sure about it, but now I'm looking back and I'm like, okay, I get it. I understand why he did such things and whatnot, and just played around with the guys, but still serious enough. And yeah, Owen Sound was I enjoyed it still. I made a lot of good friends there, a lot of good teammates, and there's not a whole lot to do. You're not living in the big cities like the Londons and the Kitcheners and Ottawa, so you really spend time with your teammates, and that was pretty much it. So yeah, I made a couple of good friends in Owen Sound, and really enjoyed my time there.
There you go. Okay, cool. And moving on to Kingston, you get moved there. I believe this was after the NHL draft. Did you know that was kind of upon the horizon, or was that a shock to you?
Yeah, he requested a deal. He walked in there and said,
It's
"I
not
need to
like
change
it's not
the
like
theater."
today, Tom. These kids today, it's
I know.
unbelievable. Not reporting.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
No, it was you know what, Kingston was the complete opposite of Owen Sound. It happened at a good time. No, it was the summer. It was the summer after my second year. The writing was kind of on the wall. They had Scott Stager there, who was a high enough draft pick, and well, it was a high draft pick in the O. I think it was a second or third rounder. Ended up getting drafted fairly high to the Rangers, and he was a year or two younger than I was. So I mean, they were kind of moving in that direction, and I can tell. Even the playoffs the year before I got traded, um, he played well 3.5 out of the 4 games. We ended up meeting Windsor in the first round, who ended up winning the Mem Cup. So we didn't last too long against them, but and then they ended up having Jordan Binnington there too. So I don't know if he came in the year after I moved along, but it wasn't long after. So they wanted to give Stager a chance to play, and I had a good enough relationship with the GM Dale DeGray there, where he gave me an option. He said, "Okay, give us a couple teams, and we'll see what we can do." I knew that Kingston were interested a little bit. I knew they were doing a lot of good things with building and trading. They had a lot of high draft picks because they weren't very good the few years that before I got there. So, and then my other team was Sudbury. So I basically gave them the teams. It would have been, what was it? Sudbury, Kingston, and London were my teams that I basically had said. There may have been more too, but I know those were the three that. The three off the top of my head. Has been such a long time, but I wasn't overly interested in coming to Sudbury just because it's Sudbury and it's my hometown and stuff. I know what happens too. I mean, you get your buddies and your family asking for tickets,
Yeah.
bothering you, and I really enjoyed moving away from home. I enjoyed living elsewhere and that lifestyle. So, but at the same time, it's still Sudbury. I mean,
Yeah.
you grew up watching them your whole life, so it was a
Yeah.
little nostalgic. But yeah, I mean, they were on my list, and then Kingston just came up with a good offer, and I ended up going to Kingston.
There you go. There you go. Okay. Tom, you got one.
I mean, yeah, I think you teed me up perfectly now. Like you mentioned Sudbury, and we have to ask, like, what was it like playing in that barn? Obviously, you said you were a fan watching growing up. Like, how was it to roll into that arena for a game?
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, the first time I showed up to Sudbury, it was pretty cool. And I had played. There was a few guys on the team that I had played with and against pretty much my whole life. I mean, Al Valaket was on the team, Kyle
Mm-hmm.
Torini, Dean Howard from the Sioux. I played a few tournaments with him, so we were tight enough. So it was kind of a nice distraction in a sense of I can still have fun with them on the ice and at the same time be playing in Sudbury. So it kind of calmed my nerve down a little bit. Up until I decided to hop on the ice with my skate guards between the second and third. So that
No.
yeah, well, so I was it was between well, it was second intermission, and I was getting a bit of work done on my back, and Bobby big wheeling in the hallway, so they had to push the table up on the other side of the hallway, so there was all cement. There's only a small little strip
Yeah.
of rubber there. So I threw my skate guards on and getting a nice little massage going on and completely forgot about it. And then I went out for the third period and fell on flat on my face and kind of had heard a little ovation going on there in the background. So in the crowd, so I got up and gave the crowd a little salute, and then we ended up losing in a shootout that game, I believe, and I won't forget it because one of our captains ended up dumping the puck in to lose that game in shootout. So that kind of took a little bit of the heat off me having my skate guards on from the guys, but they definitely let me know about it. But no, it was so cool coming back to Sudbury and. Really didn't want to see that wolf come out and stare me down there after letting in a few goals. But no, it was just being able to play in front of friends and family, and that was actually my first time that I had ever stepped foot on that ice in Sudbury Arena. So,
Come
uh,
on. Oh,
yeah, I
wow.
had never.
Okay.
I don't know if it was as popular back in the day playing out on that rink, but I mean, I never
Yeah.
played
Good
for
point.
Sudbury, right? I was always
Right.
the Valley, and I was always on it.
Right.
I
So,
feel like it was more strict. I don't
yeah,
know, Jim. Like
Yeah. Might have been.
now
Yeah.
it's like, beer
Free
league games are
range.
there at 10.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. Yeah.
Nooners. Yeah.
years, yeah, trying to get as much money as they can out of the rink. But no, back in the day, you didn't. It was kind of unheard of to go out on the ice, and
Way cooler of an experience for you then. Not to
yeah,
even play it growing up and then rolling into your
For sure.
hometown.
yeah,
Yeah.
Wicked.
it
Wait.
was-
Not much has changed there since. For
no.
sure. Now moving on to the NHL draft. Obviously, going to Dallas here in the second round. Take us through that day. I'm assuming it might have been a little bit different than the OHL draft day, but yeah, take us through it.
Yeah, the NHL draft was a good day. I didn't really have any idea where I was going to go. I had interviewed with Dallas, met with their sports psych before going in. I was the 16th ranked North American goalie, so I missed the combine, or it's probably a good thing because I don't think I would have gone second round. But it's and then I met with the Islanders and did one of their tests. So um, yeah, those were the only two teams that I had really met with. My agent was talking to a few teams, trying to get a bit of a read as to what people were thinking. He kind of the day of the draft, he kind of said, you know, we have people seeing you in the third round and people not picking you at all. So um, it was kind of a crapshoot at that point as to where I was going to go or who I was going to go to. So um, fortunate enough, it was in Ottawa, so it wasn't too far of a drive to commit to.
Hmm.
I mean, it would. I'm not sure if I would have gone if it was somewhere like LA or San Jose or
Hmm.
somewhere a little farther. So it actually worked out quite well for me. I ended up going and we went for day one. Sat in the crowd. And, it was a good draft. I mean, there was a lot of big names, a lot of guys from the OHL that have gone. So it was pretty cool to see. And then there were two goalies drafted in the first round as well. So yeah, we sat through the first round. What obviously wasn't expecting to go in the first round, but day two rolled around. We showed up early enough, got some seats. My agent was sitting behind me, and yeah, Dallas came on and ended up saying my name, and yeah, I couldn't wipe the grin off my face. My agent let out a big cheer. So yeah, I really wasn't expecting that to happen, considering where I was ranked and everything. And yeah, I went down on the floor. We didn't second the later stage don't go on stage, so we just walked down to the
Right.
floor, the table, meet everybody, and from there on, it was a full day of text messages and Facebook messages, and then there was you know, the media and all that stuff. You still do all that fun stuff. So Dallas didn't have a first round pick that year, so I was their first pick in the draft. So
There you go.
I was the hype train was on from there. So yeah, it was a good experience. There was a few people that had shown up that I didn't realize were there, so it was nice to see them as well. My billet family and stuff like that drove up from Owen Sound, and yeah, ended up going to Dallas, and it turned out that Colorado wanted to pick me up a few picks after, so I wouldn't have lasted much longer after that. So no, all in all, it was such an incredible day, and I like to joke around and say my career went downhill after that, but no, I think it was a pretty good career, and yeah, Dallas was
100%.
a good spot to go to.
Wow, that's
And that,
wicked. There's some names in this draft, the '08 draft. That was a loaded draft. Yeah,
yeah.
100%. 100%.
And being the first draft pick of an organization in the NHL, like that to me is so special. Rather than
So cool. Yeah.
second round, huge accomplishment, but when you're the first pick of that franchise, how wicked is that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, they basically treated me like I was a first rounder. The media treated me like a first rounder. Obviously, I
Yep.
didn't have the same. Oh, yeah. Obviously, I didn't have the same attraction as a guy from Montreal or Toronto or anything like that. But no, I was getting phone calls left, right, and center for interviews and whatnot from radio stations and newspapers out in Dallas, and yeah, the whole 9 yards.
The whole shebang. Wow. Yeah, cool.
And that led to 5 years in the minors in the AHL. So, what was like your favorite place to play in? Like, I mean, everyone hears about the NHL, but the AHL is no joke too, right? So,
Yeah.
what was it like playing in that league, and how was your experience there? I asked you kind of a lot of questions in that.
No, it's yeah, I could talk about North America for all night if I had to. It's my favorite spot that I played in. Oof, there's a lot. Texas is probably up there. An undercover
Oh
city,
yeah.
one of the better cities to play in is Idaho, Boise,
Oh,
Idaho.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. It's a college town. You got Boise State right there.
Right.
The downtown is bumping all the time. Everybody loves to go to Boise. It's an unbelievable spot. And I mean, I don't know. I didn't have any bad spots that I played at. I mean, I played in San Francisco. I played in Austin, Texas. I ended up playing in Orlando. I went to St. John's for a cup of coffee. Um, yeah, I mean, everything, every spot that I had gone to there was just something special about each spot. I mean, it's like, yeah, who gets to say that they lived in San Francisco for a couple months? I mean, it was expensive, but it was fun while I was
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
But no, that was a good time. And then playing in the AHL is different. It's a different animal. It's there's a lot of expectations, and it's mentally tough. You have to be extremely
Hmm.
mentally tough, especially when you're up and down. Whether it's the NHL to the AHL or AHL to the East Coast. If anytime you're a fringe guy, I mean, being a goalie, you're always a fringe guy. You can be 2 calls away from the NHL type of thing if you're in the coast. So, um, no, it's very tough. I had, for an example, I was in Idaho and we flew up to Alaska. So we would fly up on what was it? It would be fly up Wednesday, and then we would play Thursday, Friday off. We would play Saturday and then Sunday, or something like that. We would have
Yeah, yeah.
regardless, or it was fly up Tuesday. That's what it was. Fly up Tuesday, play Wednesday, Thursday off, play Friday, Saturday, and then fly back home Sunday. So then I'd gone a few times and I'm like, there's absolutely nothing to do in Alaska. There's middle of winter, you get
Yeah.
about an hour of sunlight a day. I don't understand how people can play there. I said, you know what? Do I bring a bit of extra clothes or do I bring my PlayStation? And so I ended up bringing my PlayStation with me to have something to do in the room. So then it would have been ended up playing Wednesday. Everything's going well. I get a call on Thursday or Friday. Sorry, it was Friday after the game. Someone got hurt. You need to fly up. I said, okay. Well, where's the team? Oh, they're in Charlotte right now. They're on the road. So I had to fly on Saturday morning from Alaska. I left at about 5 or 6 a.m. and I didn't get to Charlotte till about midnight. So it was
Wow.
just a complete massive day of flights. There was about 4 flights in there, cab rides, the whole 9 yards.
Planes, train,
And
automobiles. Yeah. Yeah.
but at this point, I didn't have any clothes with me. I had enough clothes to get me 2 feet. So at this point, I'm like, well, what am I going to wear? How long am I down here? Do I need to go buy stuff? What do I do? And so I didn't have I had a suit with me because we had mandatory suits on the road. So I had a suit with me at least. So I had that to get to the game and look half decent. Uh, and then from there, I was up in Texas for that time was probably about 2 months. So I had a half a duffel bag of clothes, but my PlayStation, and I ended up going out and just buying clothes and going to like a Winners and a Marshalls and buying a few things of clothes and just enough to get me by. I think I was waiting for somebody to get called up and then get them to bring up a suitcase with some of my clothes with them. So made it work for the time being, but yeah, it's just one of those things that you don't know how long you're going to be up. At that point, I was like, are they injured? How bad is it? You're trying to get in contact with people up top in the NHL, saying, hey, how long is Kari Lettman's groin hurting him for? Is it long term? Is it not? And then, yeah, you're just trying to get a bit of a feel, a bit of an idea as to how long you might be there and how long yeah, if you're going to get sent back down. So, it's just that kind of stuff that you just not, I don't know if you're ever ready for. And it goes both ways, right? I mean, when you get called up to the NHL, it's just as tough and you're battling with how many guys. I've seen it countless numbers of times where, guys have a really good year in the AHL, and then you have this kid coming in from college who's the first one up in the NHL, and you're like, how is this guy proven himself enough to go play in the NHL when he's played 36 games in college this year? I've grinded. I've played 70 some odd games. I'm whatever it is, a 30 goal scorer in the AHL, grinded, and now he's getting the call up, and that kind of plays with your psyche a little bit, right? So Other times, I mean, I've had some guys have been mental midgets where they get sent down to the coast and then their agent has to fly out to go see them because they thought they should be in the NHL and now they're getting sent down.
Yeah.
Little things like that, right? That just mess with your psyche. But yeah, it's crazy how much you don't know that you're a pawn until you get put in those situations.
Yeah, no, it's so true. We have a couple guys we've had on the pod, a couple friends too going through it right now. It's so true. Like they do say it's a business, but like especially in the minors, like it's unbelievable. And just like
Yeah.
looking at your
Yeah.
elite prospects, other elite prospects, so you see the names of the teams, but you don't really put the geography into factor there. So yeah, no, that's insane. And like you mentioned, the road trips was wild. Was that Alaska road trip probably the worst you've been on, or
Yeah, so I never in the coast. I never played on the east side other than Orlando
okay?
and Springfield. But those two teams were. I mean, Orlando. I was there for. I think I played 2 games with them. I ended up driving up. I met them in Adirondack because we. What happened was San Francisco folded mid-season. So then I was looking for a place to play, driving back home with all my stuff. I had a U-Haul trailer with all my things, and um, driving back across the country. And I'm on the phone with my agent looking for places to play. Nobody has room. Orlando said they might have a guy, um, or they might have a guy getting hurt, so they might bring me in. So I ended up. They said they didn't want me, so I drove home to Ottawa. And then about 3 days after, they said, okay, you can come on up. So then I drove my car from Ottawa to Orlando, stayed in a hotel room for, it was 3 nights. And then on the fourth day, I was moving into my apartment. And as I'm moving in, I get a call from my agent saying, hey, the St. John Ice Caps might need you for the rest of the year. So then I stopped unpacking my stuff and I get on the phone and sure enough, they call me. They say, hey, we need you to fly down to St. John's. Um, at this point, I hadn't played in probably 3 weeks or so, just because the team had folded. We stopped playing games and stuff. So I said, yeah, sure. I mean, I guess I'm ready to go to the A. Uh, I don't think I played at that time. We had a few good goalies in there, but yeah, I flew down the next morning, flew red eye to Toronto, then Toronto to St. John's, played 2 games, and then they were going on their AHL break. And I asked them, I said, hey, listen, is there any chance that you guys could send me back to Orlando, get a few games in, and then I can come back a little fresher? So I said, yeah, no problem. So they flew me back to Orlando, played a few games, and then they were on the road for a week and a half. So I met them in Worcester, Providence. Anyway, yeah, somewhere on the East Coast, traveled around with them, and yeah. But my worst weekend of road trips would have been my first year. It would have been my first year in the A with Texas. So the ended up. It was the last weekend of the year, and we had played. It was what was it? It was on the road in Milwaukee on the Friday night, Saturday at home. So we flew into Chicago, bus from Chicago to Milwaukee, played, bus back to Chicago that night, got on a plane the next morning, flew to Austin. Um, it was between a nap or a pregame meal. You chose whatever you wanted to do, whatever you had to do, did it, and then you went to the rink, played that day, and then the Sunday we had an afternoon game in Houston, which is a 3.5 hour, 4 hour bus ride.
Wow,
Yeah,
that is insane,
yeah.
insane. You've seen it all, Besco.
I've seen it all. I've been around. I've been around the states. I've been around the world. Oh yeah, I've seen it all.
That is wild, wild. Tom Bomb, what do you got?
I mean, seeing it all. This basically after this brought you overseas. So what made you decide to obviously go there and then choosing the Dell as well? Like, so how was that whole process for you?
So that would have been the first time I had stopped playing.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
that summer I didn't get any bites from the A. I didn't get anything. And I said, you know what? After the year I just had, I had just come off we had lost in the Calder Cup finals with St. John's to Texas, actually, of all teams. And I had a really good year, had really good numbers, and I wasn't getting a sniff in the A. I said, okay, you know what? At this point, I'm red flagged. Like teams don't want me for some reason. I don't get it. So I'm done. That's it. I'm hanging them up. I'm coming home. I'm getting a job. I've had enough. So then summer goes by, didn't train at all. September comes around and I get a message and a phone call just randomly, two different people saying, hey, I heard you're not playing anywhere. Any chance you'd be interested in coming to Germany? And at the time, I was actually coaching out at in Rockland, so the academy there, CIH Academy. So I was helping out with
Yep.
the assistant coach, doing a bit of coaching stuff on the side. And the first guy called me. I think he was an agent, and he called and said, "Have you been on the ice at all?" I said, "Yeah, I skate here and there. Like I'm seeing the ice for sure." But he's
Yeah.
asking if I've been in net at all. And I obviously not. So not technically lied, but yeah. Anyways, they called and said, "Do you want to come in on a 30-day tryout?" Basically, our import goalie got hurt. We have a German guy who's okay, gets the job done, but he's not a starter, this and that. And so I said, "Yeah, absolutely." Well, not at first. I talked it over with my partner at the time and said, "You know what? Worst case, we end up with a month vacation in Germany." And
Yeah.
uh, they said they were going to pay me per game played, and they couldn't really write out a contract just because it was a tryout. So yeah, they said they'd pay me by game played, and I said, all right, well, I mean, it's worst case, we leave for a month and it's a vacation in Germany. I can play a bit of hockey and then we come back home and nothing happened. So ended up going, played well. I played every game that month except for one. I woke up in the morning and it was, they call it derby game. So like their one of their rivals. So I woke up in the morning and I couldn't move my neck. So I woke up neck stiff, and we had an afternoon game or a 5 o'clock game. And I called the coach. I said, "Listen, I can't play tonight. Like I can't move my neck." He said, "Okay, go to the rink in a half hour. The physio will be there. He'll do some work on you." All right, no problem. I don't know what that's going to solve, but sure. Go up at the rink, and the doctor's there with the physio. And so the doctor takes a look, and they're talking in Germany. And this was probably about 2 or 3 weeks since I've been in Germany. I'm thinking, what's going on right now? And obviously, I mean, I was so naive at the time. I had no idea what Germany was like. And it was
Yeah.
just, I mean, you growing up, Texas, you're thinking tumbleweeds all over the place and people running cow. That's what my thought was of Texas.
Yeah.
Same thing in Germany, right? I mean, you're sitting there, you're going, "What's happening? What are they talking about?" Like, I hear nothing but horror stories about this place. Like, what's going to happen here? And sure enough, the doctor whips out 3 needles, and I said, "Okay, what's going to happen now?" So the physio kept working on my neck as the doctor was setting the stuff up, and in broken English, he goes, "All right, we've got 2 cortisone shots and a muscle relaxant." So they threw 2 shots in my neck where it was sore, and then they threw one in my ass. One of my ass cheeks.
Come on.
The needle in my ass cheek. Yeah. So this is my first taste of Germany here. I've been there, like I said, 3 weeks living in an apartment, and I wake up neck stiff. They're trying to do whatever they can to make me play that night. So yeah, I ended up. I didn't play. After the game, I still couldn't move. Like it didn't work. So, but it was still. Yeah, that was my taste, my first taste of
Wow.
Germany, and yeah, and then after that, I ended up signing for the rest of the year, and ended up winning Player of the Month in December, and then ended up winning Goalie of the Year. So that was all after the first time I had stopped playing hockey.
That is unreal. I am so shocked he stayed there after the needle incident. But it all worked out. It all worked out. Wow. That is insane, man. What a
Yeah.
story. And I guess, overall, like, you played in England near the end too, but I mean, what was the overall experience playing in Europe and obviously taking the jump over the pond? What was it like?
Yeah, it was. You know what? It was incredible. it was so much nicer to play out there than it was out here. There's
For
less
sure.
homes. You're living in nice places. You're driving nice vehicles, and everything's paid for. You know you're there. You're not getting sent down. You're not getting called up. It's yeah, unless you're getting bought out, obviously. But
Yeah.
you got to do something bad for that. But no, I mean, Germany was probably one of my favorite places, and I tried really hard to get back afterwards, but yeah, it was tough. There was no takers, so I ended up. I actually had a 2 year contract extension after my first year, after I won goalie of the year for some really good money, and um, I said I was 25 years old, off probably the best year of my career. I got one shot to make the NHL at this point. This is it. This is my last chance. So I left all that money on the table out there and came back to Springfield. I was told that yeah, I'd be the third guy, battling it out for the third guy in Phoenix, and I said, perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. It'd be me and Louis Domingue, and yeah, things just kind of didn't work out as well as I hoped. They Domingue had told him that he wasn't signing his arbitration or whatever it was, and so he said he was going to Russia to make more money. So they went out and signed another guy on a two-way NHL deal, and then a few weeks before camp started, Domingue decided to come back. So that kind of
Oh man.
pushed me down the pecking order a little bit, but. Um, no, it was. I stuck it out as long as I could, but again, the writing was on the wall there too. I was the third guy, and I was living in a hotel from August till December. They ended up saying, "All right, we got to send you down." But again, they were really good about it. They tried to move me on to another AHL team, and then basically they said, "If that doesn't happen, is there anywhere that I would want to go to the coast?" And so their team at the time was Rapid City, and I said, "I don't want to go to Rapid. Last place I want to go. The road trips are awful.
Yeah.
Apparently, the city's unbelievable, but I mean, I'm 25 at that time.
Yeah.
I don't want to go there. So I ended up going to Norfolk and there for a cup of coffee, and then ended up going back to Germany. So yeah, played with a lot of really good players in Germany. Um, Danny Heatley was on my team for a year, so that was really
Wicked.
yeah. So
How is he?
he was. How I always have a hard time explaining how he is because he's such a good guy. But you know those videos of the guy doing the voiceovers of Danny Heatley?
50 and 07?
He's he's kind of like that. Just obviously not that bad. If he's doing an interview and stuff, he's not like that. But
Yeah.
he's still kind of like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was he. Yeah, I mean, he took the guys out for dinner all the time, and
Yeah.
I'll never forget it. So I was sitting on my couch. My dad had come down to visit, and one of the guys on the team said, "Hey, Besco, me and Heater are going out for a few drinks if you want to come." I look over to my dad. I said, "Do you want to go to the bar? It's like two in the afternoon. I mean, they're just going out for a few pints." He said, "Ah, I don't know." So I said, "All right, let's go. We're going." So we ended up going out, and then the stories that Heater was saying, my dad's jaw was on the floor the entire time. He was just an awesome.
Soaking it all in. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, Heater was he was a really good player. Wasn't as good as he once was, but there you saw stints where you can tell he still had it. So
Flashes.
Yeah.
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 Mhm.
Yeah. Wicked. Wicked. And a nice little cherry on top of the career. You got to join Canada for the Spangler Cup. Take us through joining that team.
yeah, that was a nice little surprise that I wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
So it was at the beginning of the year last year. I had a conversation with my coach. It was right after the Champions Hockey League where I had a really good tournament. We almost got through to the next round, and um, we had a trip up. They call it up the coast, and we are actually Port Rush for the golfers out there. We were up in Port Rush, and we had a few drinks that day, and I went up to the coach and said, "Listen, I've never had a personal goal in my life for my entire career, obviously, other than playing in the NHL. But this year, I want to play for the Spangler." And actually, an old roommate of mine, Blair Riley, he had ended up going to the Spangler from the same league, so I knew it was doable. I
Yep.
knew it was difficult just because it's the UK and the league's not as how can you say this? It's not as prestigious, I guess, as the other leagues.
Yeah.
It's not the Dell, it's not the SHL, Switzerland, places like that. So um, obviously it was tough, but I told him like I had a really good Champions Hockey League. I played against a lot of good teams, a lot of good talent. And, I know I deserve to at least a sniff, a chance, and to be looked at. So, yeah, I guess I was, yeah, putting it out in the universe, I guess you could say. So,
Yeah.
and then yeah, we were sitting. Me and my wife were sitting on the couch watching TV, and I had looked the last the days leading up to that. I said, "That's weird. Like, there's a week left till the Spangler. There's no roster out yet. Like, this? There's
Yeah.
something going on. They have to. The team has to be made. There's no way it's not made. There's a week left. Like, doesn't make sense." So whatever. We're watching TV, and next thing you know, my phone starts ringing, and it's a WhatsApp call from a number from San Jose. I say, okay, that's weird. Like, obviously it's spam or something. It's a scam. I'm not answering this.
Yeah.
So, no, you should answer it. So I answer. I say, oh, hi, is this Tyler? I said, yeah. Yeah, it's Joe Thornton calling. How's it going?
Come on.
Yeah, I was like, oh,
Jumbo.
and at that point, I knew he was the GM for the team. So that's when I had knew that I was on the team. And he said, how would you like to play for Canada? And at that point, I just blacked out. I have no idea what was said after.
Yeah.
It was just, yeah, it was unbelievable day. And yeah, and then getting that call, we had a game the next day, so trying to get a little bit of rest. And my parents were actually on their way down to come visit us it was during Christmas time, so they were on a flight from Florida to Toronto. I'm trying to get a hold of them, let them know what's going on. Yeah, they ended up coming with us and helped out with the kids and whatnot. And watched a bit of hockey, and yeah, it was getting out there was incredible. It's something that just a memory that I'll never forget. I mean, I've had my buddies. I told my buddies leading up to that. I said, "Hey, listen, like I really want to play in the Spangler Cup. I don't know if it'll happen, this and that." And my one buddy said, "Well, it's on me and my other buddy's bucket list. We always said we wanted to go to the Spangler." And in my mind, I'm like, "It's the same time as the World Juniors. Why wouldn't you go watch the World Juniors over?"
Yeah.
Yeah. I had gone a few years ago to the World Juniors, and it was an absolute blast. So I said, "You sure, like the Spangler Cup?" He said, "Yeah, it's on our bucket list. We really want to go." And then I got out there, and I said, "Oh, now I understand."
Electric. Yeah.
It's
That rink's sick too, eh? In Davos. Yeah.
the Davos rink. It's all wood, and it looks like an old church, right? And so
Yeah.
yeah, the crowd there. I had never seen a crowd turn a game like I did against Davos. When we played against Davos, we were dominating, and then next thing you know, the crowd got into it. They came on our side, and you can tell they were right into it. They were right in our little fan section with our families and stuff. They were sitting up and down the stairs, making it difficult for us to walk around, just playing mind games with the fans and the families.
Oh.
It was pretty wild to watch, but yeah, and just being out there. I mean, we had a day off, and we ended up going up in the Alps and took a couple gondolas to get up there. And there's a big ski hut or a ski resort up there, and just along the mountain, there's a bunch of hot tubs and loungers, and people are up there with their skis all over the place and snowboards and whatnot. And, just getting hammered. DJs are going off, and it was just
That's electric.
yeah, and then yeah, I got a bit of playing time. I was fortunate. I got actually super lucky to get some playing time. So I was on the bench and just shooting the shit with the guy. One of the D-men, he was a seventh or eighth D-man, so he wasn't playing a whole lot, peeper guy. So we were kind of shooting the shit, talking it over, and there was a hit beside the bench, and one of the players' sticks came down and caught me just above the eye, and I started bleeding. So just started pissing out blood just from the top of my eye. And doctor was sitting right beside me, so he kind of patched me up quickly and threw a little glue on there and a couple of butterfly.
Couple needles.
Yeah,
A couple needles, yeah.
Not
Yeah.
Germany, they wouldn't go that far. No, we just threw a couple butterfly stitches up there and just to stop the bleeding. And then maybe 5 minutes after that, Bruce Boudreau came over and said, "Hey, you're going in." And I'm looking around like, "Me? I'm going in?" says, yeah, you. And then the assistant coach, the D coach at the time, runs over to Bruce and says, whoa, 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 no, he can't go in. He just got hit in the head. At this point, my gloves are on, my helmet's on the top
Yeah.
of my head. Like, fuck, I'm not going out on the ice.
Yeah.
Of course I go. He said, and then Bruce came over, are you good? I said, yes, I'm fine. I'm seeing 3 pucks, but I'm okay. The next day, I had a big blood, just goose egg on top of my eye. I still have the scar actually, so it's kind of a nice
Good memory.
I guess you could say good little memento about it. But yeah, I was one of the most nervous times I've ever had playing hockey, and I don't get nervous often. I mean, I've been nervous twice in my entire, well, 3 times in my entire career. One time was the Spangler Cup when I went in, and we were up 3 goals at the time when I went in with 10 minutes left. They scored a quick one on me, and then the power play. I had to make a really big save to keep it a 2-goal lead, and I knew if I was letting that one in at 3 shots, I was probably getting pulled. So I didn't want to get embarrassed like that. So I was lucky enough to make that save. And then my other 2 times, I played in front of 70,000 people in Germany. So we had an outdoor indoor game in a soccer stadium, football stadium. So
Wicked.
70,000 fans, and then yeah, my last time would have been in Montreal, played in the Bell Center exhibition game. So those were probably my 3 times that I've ever been nervous playing hockey. So yeah, but no, Spangler was just an incredible time, incredible memory with me and my family, and yeah, a good way to cap off my career.
For sure. For sure. That is unreal. One more question, Bess. I could listen to these stories all day. Like, I hate this stuff. This is
For
unreal.
sure.
But obviously, don't want to take too much of your time here. But one more question before we send it to our fast 5. And a guy we had on that's kind of a journeyman like you was Brent Govero, and he talked about like his love for the game, like that what really kept him going through his career. So I guess how much do you attribute, like, especially when you're going through like the thick of it and the grind, and you look back on your career and how many times, you mentioned, going back into the game and coming back out, I guess how much of it was the love of the game for you?
Yeah, that's one of those things that never really leaves.
Yeah.
Even now, I mean, just strapping on my pads to go play a tournament and war, and I mean, it's just one of those things that you've been through for so long that it just being in that the dressing room vibe and that I don't know, it's
Best
just one of
part.
those, it's the best part.
Yeah.
It's that competition, right? And I mean, it's just something that as an athlete, most athlete, you just never really get rid of. And so, yeah, I mean, it's the love of the game is obviously huge. You have to have love for the game, or else you wouldn't be able to go through half of the stuff that we do. I mean, the road trips up and down. I mean, you've got 20 some hours. Some guys do 20 some hour road trips on a bus and play that night, and 3-3s and on the road for 2-3 weeks at a time. Like there's got to be something more there than just the money and the fame. So yeah, love of the game obviously is huge, and yeah, something that you never really get rid of.
Yeah, wicked. All right, fast 5 time. Here, Besco, before we let you go, 5 rapid fire questions, whatever comes to the top of your head, let it rip, and I will send it to Tom Baum here.
All right. So, favorite rink in the OHL and in pro for you?
Favorite rink in the O would be Ottawa. Favorite rink in pro would be so many. Hamburg in Germany.
Wicked.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. Your favorite set of pads you ever wore?
I'd have to go Trues. I mean, they were the best ones at the end.
There you go.
Okay, we actually should have asked this earlier, but what's your goalie comparison? What's your style of play?
Huh. I've been told I play like Jason LaBarbera.
There you go.
Mentally, a little more like Marty Brodeur. Just loose and likes to have fun, but at the same time, when it comes down to competition, it's go time. I guess a little like Marc-Andre Fleury too. You can see it a little more now at the end of his career, where he's still having fun, but he's got that fire and that drive in him to win.
For sure.
Love it.
Dream travel destination. I mean, you've been a lot of places, but anywhere you haven't been that you want to go to.
I'm going to go two-parter on this one. So, dream destination would be Australia. I'm going to go Australia. And favorite place I've ever been would be Budapest.
Wow.
Okay.
Wicked. Wicked.
Last one. Your favorite Sudbury restaurant.
Yeah.
I'll go Doghouse. Doghouse is always a good. It stays.
Love
There
it.
it is.
Love it. Miss that place across the rink right now, 100%. But yeah, you're on it, Besco. Awesome. Well, listen, thank you so much for coming on, Besco. We may have to get you on again to dive deeper
Part
into these
two.
Euro stories, 100%. But no, that was unreal, man. Thanks so much for coming on. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This was awesome. And anytime part two, I'm here for it. Let me know.
Perfect. And we'll throw it out there. And again, no pressure. Spat hockey tournament. We may be looking for a goalie. Best goal. You let us know. But enjoy your retirement. But if you want to play, you just let us know.
Oh.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are heading to the kitchen and social media world today, Tom. A brand new area for us. This person from Sudbury, Ontario, has taken the home cooking side of social media by storm. She's amassed over 932,000 TikTok followers and over 280,000 Instagram followers, posting her favorite recipes that she cooks from the comfort of her home. And my goodness, Tom, every single one looks so damn delicious. You can find her everywhere at the Red Bull Official. Please welcome Kirsten Deneka to the BTB podcast. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. We're pumped to have you on here, Kirsten. It's a kind of a brand new area
Mhm.
for us here, so we're excited to chat. So I guess let's get right into it and talk to us about like how did the whole idea of the Red Bull start for you?
Well, it was like in COVID. I think we had this month off of school in like January, like 2022. And my friends always come to me for like recipe help. And I was like, I got you. I'll film something for you. So like, you can make it easier. And then I posted on TikTok, and then she was like my only follower, like my only fan. She was commenting. She's like, I love these. Keep them coming. I was like, okay. And then it was like the third or fourth video, like ended up getting like 6 million views overnight. And I was like, I think I'm gonna keep this going just to see.
No kidding.
But yeah.
That's wicked.
So, how did you land on the name?
Well, I honestly should have thought it through because it sounds like the Red Bull, like so
Yeah.
I should have, like every time I hear it, I'm like, crap, that's like it sounds like the Red Bull, but I didn't know it was gonna become popular, and then it became like a brand, and people call me like Miss Bull, which is kind of funny.
Miss Bull.
That's jokes. Yeah.
That name has a good ring to it. So, were you always a big cook as well? I assume so.
Yeah, I always like cooked, like like your mom or your dad cooks. Like I've been cooking since I was like 12 for like the family, just because they let me take the reins. So then it just became like a little passion.
Okay.
Okay,
Do you guys know how to cook?
We have gotten a lot better. I have living away
Well,
from school.
living
I'm
away
an air
helps.
fryer. I'm a wizard on air fryer now.
Oh, sweet.
but
But I wouldn't even
but
consider
everything
air
else-
frying cooking though, right, Kirsten?
I know, and that's
Or-
why I'm kind of joking.
It's a method. It's a method.
Okay, we'll allow it. We'll allow it.
Yeah, but I mean, you have Tommy and I with a Greek mom and an Italian mom. It's hard to get into the
Oh,
kitchen. It's
Yeah.
hard to
True.
get into the kitchen with them.
I would love to have like a Greek or Italian mom that like cooking and showing me the ropes. I had to learn on my own.
Oh no, and I mean you've done a great job. The
Mhm.
food looks like anything you cook, it looks unreal. And I guess you mentioned kind of the overnight sensation type of deal, but was there any other like eureka moments where you realize like I gotta keep posting and start making this something? Yeah.
Well, I think it's like when there's a new person on TikTok or like people like they catch your attention, they like keep coming back. So then my videos kept kind of going viral, and I was like, crap, like I don't, because like you don't want to like disappoint the people, you know. And then and then I posted like a lasagna video, and then Gordon Ramsay followed me on TikTok, and that scared me, you know, because he's notorious for being mean. And I was like, okay, so now I have to keep this going because he
That
doesn't
is
follow that many people.
no kidding. That is unreal. I didn't even know Gordon Ramsay followed you. That is sick. How long into it did he follow you?
Like really early. Like it was like
Wow.
maybe like less than a month into me posting.
Cool.
Yeah, but
Cool. Hey,
so yeah.
maybe a little collab in the making. You never know. You never know. That is awesome.
Well, I ended up making his like like beef Wellington is like his thing. I don't know if you ever
Yeah.
heard that, maybe in the cooking world. But like
Yes.
so I made that video, and then he ended up like liking it too. So I was like, okay, I got the approval.
That is so sick. Oh, I love it. Is this a full-time job for you? Like, how much time do you put into the Red Bull?
Well, I kept it like as a side hustle because I was like in engineering at Laurentian,
Yeah.
and then for the last year and a half of engineering, it was like my piece when like exam season was hitting me. So then I kind of like kept it as a side job, and then I got signed with an agency in like May of like 2 years ago, and then so was kind of like making a little bit of money off of it. And then as soon as I graduated in April of like last year, I was like, I'm gonna do it full time. It's like you can make it a job full time, which is pretty sweet.
Wow.
And then
Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah, so I think I film either like twice or 3 times a week, and then I'm working on a website right now, so we're taking
Cool.
one step at a time.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, well, with the following that you have, like, absolutely, it's it's something that yeah, I'm happy that you're running with. That's unbelievable. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, Tom.
I want to know, like, so take us through the process of, preparing, filming, obviously cooking, and like obviously at the end of it, posting the video. Like, how is that whole process for you?
Well, it like for a regular meal, it usually takes like an hour, right, to like cook a meal. But like
Right.
for when you're filming it, and you're like every new angle, you can see like I adjust it. So it's kind of embarrassing because I'll like film something like over and over. So it takes like at least like 2 or 3 hours if it's like depending on the meal. And then editing doesn't take too long because I do it on my phone. If I had like a professional camera, that would take a long time. But it usually takes just like a total of like 4 or 5 hours, I'd say, like from the filming and like the editing and then posting. It's not too
Gotcha.
bad.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's honestly, it's pretty efficient for what you're doing. And is it just you doing it, or do you kind of have a team?
That's just me.
Cool. That's what you talk about grinding. That is unreal. We got four guys, and we're having a
Yeah.
hard time with we got four guys kicking here, but it's tough with all the editing. But yeah, that is
Mhm.
unreal.
Are
And
the other two guys? They just edit the videos or help you?
so yeah, Mason does our like producing. Roberto kind of helps more of like the business side of things. I'll do social media, and then Tommy helps with booking people.
There you go, Al.
So
That's
everyone,
nice, yeah.
so we're trying to find a role for Tom. So
That's
but
nice. I was gonna say what role you gonna give me, buddy, but that's good. I'll take that one.
He's the face of the brand.
You guys are you guys are the personalities of the brand, you know?
Yeah,
Guys, don't sell
Yeah.
yourself short.
I love it. So, and when you're done your meals that you cook, like, are you cooking meals for everybody while you're filming, or is that like you're just making it for yourself? Or yeah, how does it work when you're done filming?
It's always for my family. They always like expect you at the end, you know. But like if it was just for me, I usually try to like line it up so like it's ready for supper. So then it's it's satisfying ending. It's not just a bunch of food gone to like going in the fridge. It's like fresh and ready.
Yeah,
But,
no kidding. That
yeah.
is yeah, that is sick. So how do you decide on what you want to cook? Like, is it sporadic? Do you have a list of things, suggestions? How does that work? Where's the inspo?
So well, sometimes like I lose inspiration because there's like a lot of food creators online, and some of them make it a lot better than me. And I'm like, I'm not even gonna attempt that, you know. But it's like whatever I'm craving, or if I see something like a trend, you know, because like there's lots of like viral foods. Like if you've seen like the grinder sandwich, like that was a big thing for a while.
Yes.
Just like really good sandwiches are like always very popular. So I try to throw that in once in a while because like I love a good sandwich too. So like I don't know.
Why not? Yeah.
I know, like taking suggestions too, because then people they're like, "Oh, she's listening to us," which I do. I see a lot of comments, you know.
Yeah. Cool.
You mentioned Gordon Ramsay just before. So like what are some cool collaborations you've done with, other people or brands before?
Well, with like brands, I've hooked up with a lot of like just like companies like or brands at the grocery store, which is really nice because
Oh,
then
cool.
Cool.
you like they send you lots of your products. I'm like, I work with like cheese all the time, you know, it's perfect. But with like collabs, it's hard. We here live in Sudbury because a lot of the like influencers or like, food creators like they live in like Toronto or like New York and like LA. So then I think I only collab with my friend who lives in Toronto.
Okay.
Her name's Isabel, but I want to do more collaborations. I just gotta travel more, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because sorry.
No, keep going. Yeah, keep
Oh,
going.
just because I talked with like like Susie like Vidal. Like we have like a lot in our
Yes.
comments. We're always like, oh, like we should collab, but then I have to, I gotta go I gotta meet her
Yeah,
somewhere. You know? But
Yeah.
I love all the people in the community. They're really nice. Like they all like. It's weird. Like when you first start posting, I think I had like 3,000 followers on Instagram, and like they all just like follow you and message you. They're like, oh, keep it up. Like you're doing great.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like they're all so nice. So weird.
That's a cool, it's a positive vibes community.
It's an
Making
awesome
great
community.
food. Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely.
Because we
Why
all love
not?
it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And now obviously with the amount of followers that you have, and I know it's Sudbury and your followers are coming from all over the world, have you been recognized at all in public? And if so, how have those interactions been?
A couple times, honestly. 'Cause even
There you go.
at
Yeah.
the mall, like the new Sudbury shopping center,
Yeah.
there was like a mom in like a change room who was like looking at me. Like I was waiting outside the change room. She was like looking at me. And she's like, I see you online. Like you eat the Red Bull. And I was like, yeah. And it's cute when it's like moms too, because they're so excited because they love to cook too.
Yeah.
And then it was funny, me and Taylor and Taryn, we went to the Shania Twain concert.
Mhm.
And it was at the end of the Shania Twain concert. This guy was like a little inebriated, and he like came up to me. He's like, "No way, you're the Red Bull." He's like, "Go show my wife," and he like brought it back to his wife. It was really funny because it was in a crowd of people too, so it is really strange.
No kidding. Yeah, that is so funny. And I guess like how have you been able to adjust? Like, cause now like, um before starting this, obviously, now you are a public figure now,
Oh, yeah.
in the social media world, right? You have, thousands of followers. It's going to be millions very, very soon. So, I guess like, how has that, transition been to you? I guess, has it been much of a transition for you or yeah?
I feel like I don't. I don't know. I don't think of myself as like a public figure because like on the internet there's just so many people that are like
Yeah.
public figures.
Yeah.
Like, it's so easy to become like an influencer nowadays, but like I don't know. It hasn't been much of a change for me, especially in Sudbury too, because there's not much that happens here.
For sure. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think if I did move somewhere and like did, like take it like really seriously, like I do want to get on like a Food Network show or something eventually. I think that'd be really cool to like
Yeah.
get out of my comfort zone and like do a competition because like obviously my videos are very like slow paced and it's me quiet. I want to see what I could do, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think it hasn't been that much of a transition.
Okay, gotcha. A little Master Chef action. That would be something. Tell
Yeah.
Gordon to get you in. Yeah, that'd
Exactly.
be.
Just give him a little DM.
Have you sent him a DM yet?
No, I'm too scared.
Not too scared. If you want, just send. I'll just do it for you. Give me your login, and then I'll just do it for you.
Oh, perfect.
Jim makes fun of me because I send DMs to random people, and he's like, "What are you doing?" I purposely do it on my personal account, so it doesn't come from our podcast one, just so he doesn't see it.
Oh yeah.
So-
So
Yeah.
just keep the reputation of the podcast. Okay.
Exactly.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
But it was
Oh
funny.
man, that
Oh, sorry. just because
No,
when he
no.
first followed me, I thought it was a mistake. So I was like, I'm just gonna keep it under wraps just
Yeah,
in
yeah.
case he unfollows me.
No, that's it's unreal. And I think your own cooking show or something like that would be wicked. And I guess you mentioned too getting out of your comfort zone, because a lot of your content is not, I guess, you talking per se. Like
Mhm.
you obviously you're in it, you're cooking. Is that something like you want to get into a little more production wise?
Like talking more on videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I should do that. Just because when I first started, because like that like like silent ASMR cooking blew up, I was like, okay, I'm
Yeah.
kind of stuck on this brand. But I think like, I can talk. And some people they think I can't talk. So I think it's because like they'll be like, oh, she speaks. Like who knew, you know? I think I wanna, get more followers that,
Mhm.
because it also I do like it though, because like then everybody around the world can watch it and understand what's going on, you know? Because
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
people who don't speak English, like they can watch it and be like, oh, perfect. Instead of someone like talking at
Absolutely.
them.
Yeah.
Good point. Yeah.
No, it's a great point. I think there's pros and cons to each, and yeah, I think obviously you found a great spot here. And I guess, what do you think your key to successes have been, like this growth that you've gone on in your content?
It's a good question.
That is a good question, Al.
I think of, like online, there's like a lot of people who like try to like get viral videos and stuff, just like because they're, I don't know, they need that like validation. I think people keep coming back when they can tell you're really genuine about the content, like because you can obviously tell I love cooking because
Yeah.
Mhm.
I try to, I'm not gonna say I have a lot of quality, but like I do try to make it a really good dish. So I think people can tell when you actually love what you're doing and they keep coming back, you know?
Love
So
that.
I think,
Yeah.
so I think that's
Authentic. Absolutely. Yeah.
exactly. That's why people
Yeah.
keep coming back to the Behind the Bench podcast.
We're
It's
on no,
authentic.
we're nowhere near the Red Bull level.
No.
Hey, we'll keep dreaming, eh, Tom? We'll keep
After
dreaming.
dropping this interview with you, we might get there, but have you thought about a restaurant? That's like my next question.
Ooh.
I yeah, like I think you'd be great in the restaurant field.
I think I always thought about that. I think if I was to go that route, I maybe start
Mhm.
with like a food truck or something, because then it's
Okay.
like it's very like low. Because like when you have a restaurant, it's much more than just the cooking. It's
Yeah, that's
management of
true.
like your workers and stuff. So it's I love. I feel like I don't know. I need like someone in the business field to also like make a restaurant with too.
Right.
Gotcha.
So I think I might do the food truck route for a little bit.
Cool.
So just
Yeah.
me, you know.
Yeah. No,
Maybe eventually though.
that's wicked. I
Okay.
think it would yeah, I think it would do numbers. Absolutely. And the sky's the limit. You can get as creative as you want, which is wicked. It's right. It's your own brand. We'll have to keep an eye out for the Red Bull merch. I don't know if that's something that's coming out, but we'll be keeping an eye out for that.
Maybe. You guys
Yes.
have you guys have behind the bench merch, eh?
Yeah. Hey, we could collab. If you ever want to collab on the Red Bull BTB
I,
merch, you let us know.
I wouldn't know what people would like wear like a Red Bull on, but they want that like a sweater or something. I don't know.
You'd be
You'd be
surprised.
surprised. It's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess
Uh,
we'll see. We'll see.
okay, cool. Love that. Tom, you got anything?
Yes, I wanted to ask, you mentioned it at the start of the interview, the website. How's that been for you? And, the process of throwing everything on a website. I know it's pretty difficult when we did ours as well. So,
Oh yes, I worked on it for like a while, and I tried to learn how to code, but I kind of scrapped that idea. And then my friend who like does websites for like her job, I reached out to her, and then she started like creating it really quickly, and now it looks really good because it's hard to like have your recipes all in one spot. Like on
Yeah.
Instagram, it's kind of like all over the place. So it's like it's really fun because like it's a lot of like it's very tedious, like making a
Yes.
website,
Mhm.
Very. Yeah.
linking everything. Oh, it's been a headache for her. But like for me, I'm just like I look over, I'm like, that looks great, keep it going.
Yeah.
So it should be on Monday too.
okay.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
perfect timing here. Good stuff.
I
Awesome.
know.
Yeah. I love it. Okay. We are gonna go now to our fast five. So this is something we do before we wrap up our interviews here, Kirsten. So it's 5 rapid fire questions. whatever comes to the top of your head, let it rip, and I will send it off to Tommy here.
So much pressure. Okay.
Okay, no, I made them easy. What's your dream travel destination?
Ooh, Greece.
Oh,
Nice, Tom.
nice. That's a good
good.
pick. Okay, what's your go-to karaoke song if you have one?
Ooh. I think like Billy Joel, like, Moving Out. Like, you guys know that song?
Yeah.
Yes.
I love
That's a
that.
good tune.
Yeah, I like that song. Gets
Okay,
the crowd going.
It does.
Yeah,
It does. Billy
absolutely.
Joel's great. What's your favorite dish you ever made?
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's a really hard question because I know you made a lot, but
I make a lot of food. I'm sorry, this is not rapid fire.
No,
I
you're
do. I love making like pasta. So like any like fresh pasta
oh
dish.
yeah.
So, like
Hey,
that'd be
I
my
can't
favorite.
beat it. Love it.
Okay.
Exactly.
Are you a breakfast, lunch, or dinner person to cook for?
Dinner.
Dinner.
all
Yeah.
my dishes are dinner. Like I do like maybe like one or two desserts or like breakfast like once in a while.
Dinner's the best. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dinner is the most options, you know?
It is.
Oh, for
You're
sure.
so
Well,
right.
what are you
Yeah.
guys? Do you like what are you guys?
Dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like breakfast is something quick for me. Lunch is probably leftovers from the dinner. So
There
it's
you
like,
go.
yeah, dinner,
Yeah.
dinner for me.
And like breakfast, there's always eggs involved. And I'm like, that's just, it closes off too much. I like
It does.
when there's lots of options.
Yeah. Great
Yeah.
point. It's a great point. Absolutely.
And last question, your favorite Subway restaurant?
Ooh. What's in the Cucina or Di Gusto?
Yeah.
I like those.
Okay.
I like the
Yeah.
Italian restaurants, you know?
Yeah, they are good here. They are are
Mhm.
definitely good. Yeah, the Coos runs at a good rate here on the podcast. A lot of people pick them. So
Free
yeah,
advertisement also.
yeah.
It's true. But we love the Dons though for like a quick, you know.
Hey, absolutely. Yeah, I
I
love
gotta
it.
keep going back.
Yeah, quick plug. I love it. Awesome. Well, listen, Kirsten, thank you a lot for coming on the pod and
Yeah,
chatting
thanks.
with us. Best of luck with everything. We can't wait to see where the Red Bull goes. You know, we'll be following and cheering you on. So yeah, best of luck and thanks a lot for coming on to the pod. We appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. It's really fun.
Awesome.